all that was done on behalf of technology. So I just wanted to put that out there. Some of that we asked for in April and were told no, that could not happen. So I'm excited to see that so much of it has made it to the agenda. Definitely progress. So my name is Megan Edwards. I simply wish that my 6-year-old did not have to come across pornography on your watch before you did your due diligence with regard to technology. You have lost my trust when it comes to technology in the classroom. It is your job to win back my trust before you force my kids on iPads. I want to thank the board for accepting this important leadership role and a promise to hold the school administration accountable for protecting and guarding the minds of our children. You have seen my emails and watched me beg for an opt-out solution at these board meetings for the past few months on behalf of many families in the district. Dr. Leonard and Dr. Arnett have made it clear that they will mandate the use of iPads in the classroom and at home. Dr. Arnett said in his last email to me that the iPads are a necessity and no longer a privilege or an option. While even in some developed countries like France, they passed a nationwide law that banned phones, tablets, and smartwatches in schools until the children are 15 years old, finding them too big of a distraction. Some of you have that article from Business Insider on your desk right there. This administration is letting its ego drive policy and not what is actually best for our children. Parents should have the right to parent how they see fit. You are taking away that right with the one-to-one iPad program. I ask you one last time to vote as a board and allow parents the privilege of not forcing screen time on our kids at school and at home. This administration continues to stonewall our public information requests about contracts and rights the district has with Apple and other EdTech companies. I have now been forced to work directly with Apple to find a solution. Apple management was horrified to hear the negligence of this administration concerning the rollout of our one-to-one iPad program. Apple has brought to our attention that an opt-out is not required, as clearly stated in their privacy and service agreements for their Apple School Manager program. On page 19, which you guys, this is the full, I have the full Apple School Manager service agreement, and you guys have highlighted page 19. It says, under this section, parent guardian review and deletion of information, the agreement states, if a parent or guardian wishes to stop any further collection of their child's information, the parent or guardian can request that the administrator use the service controls available to limit their child's access to certain features or delete the child's account entirely. Chris and Eric, please delete Austin and Charlie Edwards' Manage Apple account entirely, including their Apple ID. In addition, you mentioned Google Classrooms. I've asked for what kind of data that Google is accumulating or selling. I have not received that back. The Texas Attorney General has compelled the district to release the information that I have requested in May. And so on Google Classroom's terms of service, you need parental consent to be able to use that. So please disqualify my children from using Google Classrooms until I feel comfortable with how this administration deals with technology. I am exercising my rights under federal law to withhold my consent to the collection of data about my children. The district has been unwilling to explain what data is collected via its iPads and has provided no transparency into its process. How can I consent if you all can't explain what is being collected and where it is going? In addition, I have this document that I passed out. It's 3 U.S. senators, Durbin, Markey, and Blumenthal, who are asking Google and the other big ed tech companies, Apple, what data they're collecting, what they're doing with the data, and how many educational institutions and students have used your courseware, software, electronic devices. They are trying to get to the bottom of the same questions that I've been asking. And so I plan to send all of my information to our Texas senators so that they can ask the same questions to the ed tech companies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And next we have Andy Liddell speaking on behalf of the Dales delegation, also on iPad.
Here as a member of the Children's Screen Time Action Network, I'm disappointed that the district continues to speak in unclear terms about its iPad program. For example, Dr. Leonard appeared on TV last week and declared the new green iPad is, quote, as safe as anyone has made any device anywhere, period, end quote. I hope that's true. But your word alone is not good enough. After the administration's many missteps, families are entitled to evidence. Disclose specifically what was done, who was involved, and how this program was made safer. Put it on your website. Did you rely on any third-party experts? Your focus group of elementary school teachers, who, while I'm sure are well-meaning, are not experts in data privacy or technology and have not studied the effects of technology on learning and health. What role did the vendors who profit from this technology play, if any? Were parents involved? And if not, why not? As Megan mentioned, there were open records requests served at a prior meeting designed to elicit documents about these topics. But from what I understand, the district has refused to abide by its legal obligations, and the Attorney General's office is now involved. Is this what a commitment to transparency looks like? Is this really putting kids and families first? Second, and equally confusing, is the district's position about the importance of iPads to its curriculum. On the one hand, you have dismissed parents' concerns as overblown, because the children only are on their iPads for a few minutes every day. But according to your video, iPads are so central to your curriculum, even to the education of children as young as 5 and 6, that you will not consider removing them from even one classroom per grade level. So which is it, inconsequential or essential? And how would parents even know? Do you track the amount of time kids spend on these devices in each grade and what they're doing? Where is that information made available to parents? And finally, this administration continues to unfairly frame parents' objections as a desire to opt out in pursuit of a totally tech-free classroom. This is wrong on both counts. First, it's not an opt-out to exercise your rights. Under federal law, parents can withhold their consent to the collection of data about their children. Children have a right to a safe learning environment. The Constitution and federal law protects the rights of parents and children from the whims of administrators and teachers. So, before it made its, quote, substantial financial investment in classroom technology, the district should have ensured that its program complied with these laws and with the Constitution, including when parents withhold their consent to have data collected about their children. Apple and Google's terms of service clearly contemplate this scenario. You should have too. Silicon Valley can put a click-wrap agreement on its products, but you can't put a click-wrap agreement on children's education. And if you think you can, that's something that the public and lawmakers probably deserve to know. Second, parents have never demanded a technology-free classroom. Parents want a school environment where the young children aren't exposed to extreme violence and pornography in the classroom during the school day on their iPads, where their kids aren't bullied, harassed, and stalked on their iPads, where their kids aren't lured into sexual relationships with adults on their iPads, where their kids' data isn't being collected via their iPads and sold to data brokers, where iPad-based classwork and homework doesn't interfere with their learning, retention, physical health, mental health, and sleep. These are examples drawn from real events in your own district, from families who are too afraid of reprisal from you to speak out. Parents are not against technology in the classroom. They're against the careless use of technology in a way that hurts their kids and their families. They're against technology the way you have been doing it. And why should they trust you to do any better going forward? Yesterday, Dr. Jeff Arnett articulated the district's position on tech in the classroom as follows, quote, "Until federal agencies, such as the National Institutes for Health, rule iPads are dangerous to a child's physical, social, and emotional health, and officially ban technology devices in a public school environment, not unlike the prohibition of asbestos, Eanes ISD and thousands of other public schools will continue to thoughtfully use technology in the classroom at this time." Your comparison of classroom technology to asbestos is interesting, but apt. The link between asbestos and cancer was first identified as early as 1916, but the first significant environmental regulations did not go into effect until the 1970s. What happened in between? Thousands of lawsuits that unveiled corruption and cover-ups of the known harms that led to billions paid in tort liability that cost thousands of people their lives and led to the bankruptcy of hundreds of companies that even led to jail time. First science, then lawsuits, then regulations. That's how it worked with asbestos. That's how it's always worked with products that hurt people. Fortunately, we're still in the science phase, and you can side with families and side with science and take a step to the future that our families and our kids want for themselves. Thank you.